everybody. I've tried refilming this so many times, mostly because I don't want to cry while I film this, which is really difficult because I'm going to get into some really tough stuff. So, bear with me and please, no hate. First off, I would like to challenge Ashlyn to talk about the body mods that she has, the body mods that she would like to have, and the body mods that she has thought about getting, because I know that she doesn't want a whole lot of body modification just because of, first off, who she is and because of the job that she wants. However, I have the liberty of being able to become crazy and just, I'm going into art, whatever. Let's start off with what I have, and then I'll show you a diagram of what I want. I don't think I'm going to get into a whole lot of the tattoos that I want, just because this is going to take too long if I do. So I have my nose pierced. I had my eyebrow pierced. It didn't heal right, so I don't have it anymore, but that is why I have two X's around my eyebrow in our logo, because I do have a pretty prominent scar, but in the lighting you can't really see. I have both of my ears pierced 3 times. I usually don't wear my first. This is just because I can't find earrings that I like enough. I have my industrial done. I do not suggest getting your industrial done unless you really, really want it done, just because it hurts like a mofo. So now I'm going to show you my first tattoo. It's on my shoulder, so bear with me. I have to go find a good enough mirror. Actually, in this lighting, now you can see prominent scarring. So there it is. It says always yet nevermore. It's of my own design, so you're not allowed to steal it, and if you do, I will find you and beat you up. It's sort of a goodbye to music. I don't think I'm going to go too much further into that. If you really want to find out more about it, ask me about it. That's simple. And then I have my second tattoo, and I'm going to be honest with you guys, I had a really rough patch over the summer before my senior year, and I thought, backstory, when things were starting to get bad and my mom and my stepfather were on their way to getting a divorce, things in the house were just horrible, and it was kind of like that for like a year, maybe a year and a half, and then like things started moving in the direction that it needed to be, and like anyways, during that time I remember I was very depressed and I self-harmed, and I strongly wish that anyone who is depressed, anyone who is self-harming, anyone who is even having a bad day, reach out and talk to someone, because you deserve to be happy. But I almost relapsed over the summer before my senior year, and so I did what every sane person does, and I got a tattoo. And this tattoo is a reference to a book. It's from the Mortal Instruments series by Cassandra Clare, and it means fearless. And so I got that tattoo to remind me that I am strong and I am fearless. On to my diagram. My diagram, first off, I have to warn you, this is just a photo I printed off of anatomical position. There's no nipples, I promise, and there is a censor bar for everybody out there. As a visual person, I just needed to see how the tattoos all work together, even if the body type is not my own. So there is my diagram. I'm going to talk to you about this tattoo, this tattoo, this tattoo, this one, and this one. So the first tattoo that I pointed to was a tattoo that I do not have currently. This is a tattoo that my mom and I are thinking about getting. Bear with me, all of these sketches are sketches. They are rough visuals. So this tattoo is of a sun and a moon, and this works perfectly because in the design that we're looking at, it's sort of watercolory and really, really beautiful, and like the sun and the moon have like pretty faces, and that's me. And then the fact that it's a sun and a moon is my mom. My mom loves sun and moon stuff. We have stars all over the house. We have sun and moon stuff. She has a sun and moon tattoo already. So there's that. The under boob tattoo. This is a tattoo that I've wanted for years now. It's sort of symbolic of wanting to get free because it's a bird. I decided a while back that it would be a raven. This is mostly because I have a dark side, and I think dark things are beautiful, and when I have actually seen ravens in real life, they were sort of very majestic, so I decided ravens. The next tattoo that I'm going to talk about is the shoulder tattoo that, this is going to be a tough one for me to talk about, so bear with me. As I talked about before, relationship with my stepfather has never been good, and there was a point where it sort of got, well, not sort of, I'm gonna straight up, it got emotionally and mentally abusive, and I have cut off all relations with that man. And he's just he's never been a good father to me, and that's as simple as I'm going to put it. But I have started bonding with my biological father, who until I think 7th grade I hadn't met. And so more recently I've seen more and more of him, and he's just really showed me a good taste of what it's like to have like a dad, a real dad. The closest thing that I had while growing up to like a real dad, like a dad that loves you and wants to like do things with you and teach you things, was my grandfather. So this tattoo on the shoulder is not just about my biological father, it's also sort of symbolic of my entire family. Flowers have been really important throughout my entire life. My great-grandparents have always had beautiful, beautiful gardens. My grandmother has always had a beautiful garden. We used to have a beautiful garden, and then we just didn't take care of it. So, but flowers have just always been there, and so I was like, what better way to symbolize family than to put a bunch of tiger lilies, which are one of my favorite flowers, on my shoulder, and then put a dream catcher on this side to symbolize the family that I have on my father's side. So I also think that'll be really pretty color-wise, because orange with the bright blue is just absolutely popping and gorgeous. So I'm really excited about that. That's something that's probably not going to happen for a long time because it's a fairly large tattoo, but that is one that I really want a lot. And then I think the last tattoo that I said that I talked to you about is the one drawn on the hip of my diagram. This is the Disney castle. It's like a heartbeat Disney castle outline heartbeat, and then underneath it has some numbers, and those numbers are 8/27/2011, which is the day that my grandfather passed away. And originally I was thinking about getting an entire Disney sleeve, and the more I think about it, the more I'm like, I don't love Disney that much. But it is a beautiful design, and I will be willing to sell it to a very, very rich individual someday. But Disney was sort of important during my childhood because that's one of the things that brought my grandparents closer to me. I loved Disney. I watched The Little Mermaid so many times that I know every word to that movie now. So, I know my Disney. And so I figured that in order to remember my grandfather in the best way possible, I would get a Disney tattoo with his death date. And my grandfather taught me a lot of things that Disney did too, to inspire others to dream and to help other people. So, no crying. Alright, so those are the main tattoos that I would like. I think I'll make another video about the smaller tattoos that I am thinking about, but are not for sure. Those are some long conversations. And you know, the beautiful thing about not having the tattoos yet is that I can always change things. So, I don't know, something might come up and I might change my entire design. But I like the way that they all look on my diagram, so that's important to me. I can't wait to see Ashlyn's video, and I'm sorry if this was a little long. Remember to like and subscribe, and lots of love!